Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Carly Maverick, and I'm the Global Lead for Native Sales at Microsoft Advertising. In this masterclass, I'll be discussing the changing digital advertising landscape and ways that Microsoft can help. 2020 has been a real year for change in our economies, our cultures, and certainly in digital advertising. One change that we've noticed the most is consumer perception of brands and how marketers must respond. We conducted several studies to understand what marketers can do to drive greater trust, increase brand value, and build loyalty and advocacy. From our experience, we have learned through these studies that brands should focus on the responsibility they have to their employees and consumers, that we should shift our focus from the products and services we sell to the values of the consumers we serve, and that by being more inclusive, we can drive more genuine connections. This is what ultimately leads to trust. Trust and love are highly correlated to one another, meaning that focusing on one will impact the other. By increasing trust, you create strong brand love, further leading to greater loyalty and connection with your brand. And there are things that people expect brands to do to create trust. Marketers consider these things as table stakes. These are all important as catalysts to build a foundation to a trusted relationship. But there are far more things that brands can do that create a customer relationship that blossoms into love. Things like privacy protection, being ethical, solving customer issues, and having honest advertising. These are foundations to a trusted relationship. Building love and loyalty goes beyond the expected. It's about making people feel recognized and respected. It's about understanding what people value when connecting with your brand. Last year, our first-party research data with Accenture pointed to one clear insight: that consumers will buy from brands that stand for something larger than just their product, service, or experience, which aligns to the consumer's values. Let's take a look at Gen Z, the young people of today who are having a huge influence over brands and our culture. They believe that you need to take a stand and show what you stand for. It's more risky today to do nothing or play it safe. But only a third of advertisers think a social or political stand strengthens their relationship with customers. And a little over half actually think it's a gamble. Meanwhile, 80% of people believe that brands should play a role in solving societal problems. 67% of Gen Z stopped or considered boycotting a brand that clashed with their values. People have never cared more about a business's values and business practices than they do today. And they're voting decisively with their wallets. But marketers can build inclusive connections with Gen Z and all generations through the value created through personalization. Our research shows as you create personalized experiences that are more targeted in your advertising and deliver personalized offers, it can increase your perception of being genuine and authentic. Personalization done right, with the right data, can build trust. And inclusive marketing and advertising is a growth strategy that's proving to build more success in this area. Brands that represent diversity in their ads are more authentic, and people are more trusting of those brands. Inclusive ads drive significant increase in purchase intent, not just for the audiences they are representing, but for everyone seeing their ads. And playing it safe can actually be detrimental. Younger, more savvy consumers continue to push companies to act in line with their values. Now, you're probably wondering, how can brands deliver these personalized experiences while keeping up with the new privacy landscape that we all know about today? Well, let's talk about privacy for a minute. At Microsoft, we believe privacy is a human right, and that aligns with how most people view it. 87% of people believe data privacy is a right, not a privilege. Today, our industry is operating at a trust deficit. People distrust companies, social media, and online advertising. We think this is because early on, the industry was excited about the promise of digital to create those truly valuable personalized experiences and that one-to-one marketing. But we failed to ensure that people understood how their data was used and to communicate the value they were receiving in exchange. Let's take, for example, third-party cookies. When people go to a website, they generally expect that their information, what they do on that website, can be seen only by that website. However, most people may not be familiar with dozens of companies that they have zero relationship with, but that are also collecting their data. This problem happens because sites and apps use third-party cookies to enable many digital marketing capabilities. That means that cookies from different companies, mainly from the advertising ecosystem, can see digital footprints without people's awareness. And that is impacting data sharing. 88% of people either refuse to give their information or actually provided false information when asked for it. Additionally, 72% of people have stopped using a product or service because of data collection concerns. This trust is only earned when brands think and act with responsibility. So there's a lot changing in our industry to help with this. First, in order to address the issue, many tech companies have announced restrictions to third-party cookies on their apps or browsers. By 2021, third-party cookies are expected to stop working completely on most popular browsers. Some browsers have already made this change. But of course, there's a problem with this. This will disrupt how most brands do targeting, tracking, personalization, and optimization. It's led to the whole digital marketing ecosystem running against the clock to find an alternative. So what do you do? Well, first, we recommend that you rethink your data strategy and put a greater emphasis on first-party data. Brands need to consider the value exchange for customers to build profiles and consent to the use of data. What will they get in return? And marketers and publishers are expected to create these registration walls. This will also divide the web into authenticated or rich experiences for those users that are willing to consent, and non-authenticated, more generic experiences for those that aren't. This will force publishers and brands to work more closely together to reach their consumers. Brands will need to build strategic partnerships with players who possess the audience segments based on first-party data and can help them effectively manage the consent. But one challenge will still remain. What will happen to attribution, tracking incrementality, and helping you with ROI models? There's much debate about the renewed importance of insights based on user panels, more focus on attention metrics like site heat maps, and other solutions based on first-party data that many of us were utilizing years ago. The deprecation of third-party cookie tracking, in addition to regulation, will only accelerate this discussion. Seems like there's a lot of uncertainty still. But Microsoft can help. Microsoft Advertising is part of Microsoft, a brand that has decades of experience helping partners and businesses succeed through innovative and trustworthy technology solutions. It represents our commitment to delivering the same level of expertise to advertising. We do this by upholding the core values of being responsible and partnering with our customers in bringing technology innovations to empower you to be successful. Historically, we've been known for our search network. But 2 years ago, we expanded our advertising portfolio to include native ads via our Microsoft Audience Network, which is powered by our artificial intelligence and Microsoft Audience technology. Through our Microsoft Advertising Graph, which is unique only to us, you get access to amazing data. So let's first take a step back and give you some background. Why native? Why is that the medium we chose? Well, native is growing a lot. The programmatic and native ads market is growing tremendously, and it's a great opportunity for you to be a part of. We certainly wanted to. By 2025, this market is set to be worth more than $400 billion globally. $6 billion was spent on native in the UK last year alone, representing 2/3 of all native spend. In the US, this number was $44 billion. And a lot of people think that this is all in social or video. But non-social and non-video native advertising is actually growing at an even faster rate, and it's expected to continue with 24% year-over-year growth. And also, native ads perform. According to an IPG Media Lab study, 71% of consumers say they personally identify with a brand after viewing its native ads. 71%. You just heard me talk a lot about personalization, which is needed to drive those connections with consumers. Native ads engage consumers while generating leads for your business because they blend in seamlessly with the experience users are already consuming. According to the same research, native ads registered an 18% higher lift in purchase intent than banner ads. So meet the Microsoft Audience Network, a product that I've held near and dear to my heart as I've been working on it since its inception almost 3 years ago. The Microsoft Audience Network is comprised of high-quality, non-social native placements curated through human and AI reviews and brand-safe environments on Microsoft owned and operated sites like MSN, Outlook.com, and Microsoft Edge. In the US, we also expanded to select premium partners like CBS Sports, Everyday Health, and Fox Business, which we hope to expand to globally in the future. Through our network, you can access the Microsoft audience and meaningfully engage with your ideal customers by leveraging Microsoft's unique data about its users and their intent signals. And what's most important, we do so by respecting customers' privacy and data security. We never share our data, and we never buy external third-party data signals. We pride ourselves on following strict processes to remain GDPR and CCPA compliant. Plus, our industry-leading artificial technology drives personalization and increased ad relevancy on its own. Now, before I go any further, you're probably wondering, is this available locally to me? Well, you heard me talk about the US and the UK, which it is available in, as well as Canada. We've recently also expanded to Australia and New Zealand, and I'm happy to share with you that on September 8th, we did launch in France and Germany, and we'll be launching our beta for audience campaigns on October 6th. And our expanding marketplace is leading to reach at scale. In the UK, we're seeing about 22.7 monthly unique visitors. As we expanded to France and Germany, we're seeing 25.8 million and 31 million monthly unique visitors respectively. All of these visitors are reached through 10 billion daily cross-screen data signals, and I'll talk more about that in a bit. Our in-feed native ads seamlessly integrate with our reader's page, mimicking the surroundings of the site design where they're delivered. Ads that show on the Microsoft Audience Network are called Microsoft Audience Ads and come in 3 formats: image ads, text ads, and product ads. And one of the best features, the Microsoft Audience Network is purchased on a CPC basis, meaning you only pay for performance. So why advertise with us? Well, there are 3 key reasons. First, we can help promote your brand at its best in brand-safe environments. We continue to drive those personalized engagements through our access to data and intent signals, and that's going to lead to helping you achieve your marketing goals. Practically, how do we protect your brand? Well, first, we have strict publisher standards and reviews in place to help keep your brand safe. We only work with a small number of closely managed publisher partners. Each publisher partner goes through an extensive onboarding process to participate in the Audience Network. Plus, we have rigorous controls in place to promote quality of traffic, including removing low-quality domains, checking invalid activity, and much more. All of this is backed by our artificial intelligence technologies. And lastly, we bring control and transparency. You get a detailed publisher report showing every domain driving traffic to your campaign, so you can monitor performance, opt in and opt out per your KPIs, and this report is easily accessible through our UI to you every day. all that safety does not inhibit us from driving those meaningful connections. Now remember, I mentioned there were 10 billion cross-screen data signals. That is coming from all of our Microsoft properties and partnerships. We bring together a broad portfolio of brand-safe content and experiences that people love and rely on to engage throughout their day. All of Microsoft users, their profiles and engagements across Windows, MSN, Bing, LinkedIn, all of our Office products, as well as Xbox, are ingested into what we call the Microsoft Advertising Graph. The graph, also known as our AI tech stack, is giving us that rich user understanding of who people are, what they're interested in or not interested in, and allows us to match your ads with the right user at the right time. Now, let's bring that to life a little bit. Meet me, a Microsoft user. The Microsoft Advertising Graph knows a little bit about me. Through my LinkedIn profile, they know that I'm a sales director. Through my conversion history and all of the airline tickets I have purchased, they know that I'm an avid traveler. They know that I've been in market for a new couch based on my search history. And they know my brand preferences. They know that I'm always looking for new accessories for my new home office for my Surface laptop. Now, what's almost as important as the things that it does know about me is what it does not know about me. The Microsoft Graph will never know my full name. It does not have access to my driver's license number or passport number, my personal phone number, or my bank account records. We have strict privacy policies, and as I mentioned, we don't share our data. We never buy third-party data, and Microsoft follows these processes continuously to stay GDPR and CCPA compliant, as I mentioned earlier. But the signals that we do have allows us to deliver to you a full suite of targeting tools which can help you connect with customers. By combining the power of the Microsoft Advertising Graph, you can leverage things like remarketing, a vast amount of in-market audiences for category targeting. You can leverage your own DMP data through custom audiences, and our powerful dynamic remarketing, which is currently available for product ads today and is helping drive users down funnel, among other ways that you can continue to reach the right audience. And last, but certainly not least, our LinkedIn profile data, which is unique only to us. And all of these data signals and targeting types are helping you achieve performance. When we compare to other native DSPs serving within the same ad slots and same placements on the same pages, the Microsoft Audience Network performed better. Within the MSN info pane, Microsoft Audience Ads drove a 2 times higher click-through rate. On Outlook.com, 1.2 times higher click-through rate than competitors into the same text ad slot. And in our recent expansion to premium publishers in the US, we're averaging 3.5 times higher click-through rates than other native competitors in those same ad slots. The reasons for these great results rely on our strong intent-based data. AI and machine learning that we have been doing for over 30 years helps guide audience segmentation, engagement prediction, personalized offer selection, and helps drive ROI for you. If you advertise on the Microsoft Search Network, we have great news. Microsoft Advertising combines search advertising's finest with the best of native advertising. When you advertise on the Microsoft Search Network and the Microsoft Audience Network, you can reach customers across multiple touch points of their user journey, getting high-quality clicks and conversions at scale. When you extend your existing search campaign strategy into native, you can reach over 500 million people worldwide. Adding the Microsoft Audience Network to your advertising campaign can also increase searches on the Microsoft Search Network. In an initial study evaluating several campaigns over a 3-month period, the Microsoft Audience Network advertisers saw increased performance in their search campaign, with a 37% lift in searches post-exposure and a 47% lift in clicks post-exposure to our native ads. And because we know marketers like to make sure this is relevant to them, take a look at our vertical data. If you look at retail, when combining Microsoft Audience ads and search ads, we're seeing an 80% increase in clicks post-exposure to our audience ads. They're incredible results across the top verticals. But don't just take my word for it. We have 100,000 plus clients that we work with today, including many brands you probably recognize. M&N Direct used audience ads to drive a 66% reduction in their CPA. Volvo was looking to support their core models, the XC90, but doing so in an efficient way without big brand budgets for TV commercials. By leveraging the Microsoft Audience Network, they drove 65,000 incremental site visits, and they did so efficiently. Go Compare wanted to test the Microsoft Audience Network to help drive innovation, and the results that they saw were 30% lower than their target CPA. And Cadam, a food and beverage supply company, leveraged audience ads to drive a 317% return on ad spend in 30 days using our dynamic remarketing through product audiences. If you're really excited by all these results and want to learn more, please reach out to your Microsoft advertising rep if you have one. They can certainly answer any of your questions and help get you more information on anything that I shared today. And remember, we just launched in France and Germany on September 8th, and our beta will begin on October 6th. If you don't have a rep, we have plenty of sites that you can access on your own and get started. For additional insights and research, like much of what I shared with you today, visit aka.ms/insights with Microsoft Advertising. And I'll share 2 additional links so you can get better familiar with our privacy and ad policies that I talked about, as well as more about the Microsoft Audience Network in general. This can help you get started, and we hope that we hear more from you. As I close, I cannot emphasize enough the importance of working with a partner you trust on a platform that respects consumer privacy. When trust is foundational to how we operate as a company, you can be sure that your brand will always be represented at its best. Our goal in working with you is to help you build more trusted digital experiences. With any new strategies you implement going forward, and with whichever partners you choose to work with, make sure they uphold the same values as you and continue to put consumers first. That way, as the industry evolves, as we all evolve, we can all win in this. Thank you so much again for joining me today. I cannot tell you how wonderful it has been to share this research with you. Wishing everyone continued success, and please take care. Thank you.